The BBC struggles to generate enough income to support its public service broadcasting. Yeah, it's me again. Let's take a little look at this story. So I stumbled across this one earlier today from the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales, and it's their chart of the week, and it's a very good chart of the week. Let's take a look. The BBC's finances are in the spotlight for this week's chart, as it struggles to generate the income it needs to fund its public service broadcasting mission. A National Audit Office report out this week on the BBC's strategic financial management highlights the financial pressures facing the BBC as it seeks to deliver on its universal public service broadcasting obligation in the face of a rapidly changing media landscape. In other news, the person who typed that sentence doesn't understand what a comma is. Let's read on. Our chart of the week illustrates how the BBC generated revenue of £4.9 billion in the year ending 31st of March 2020. This is less than the £9 billion or so generated by Sky in the UK and Ireland each year, but more than ITV's £3 billion or Channel 4's £1 billion. So there we go. The National Audit Office has told us there that the BBC generated £4.9 billion in gross revenue compared to ITV's £3 billion. Now, ITV is much smaller than the BBC. They don't have the radio stations, all the local channel, all that crap. They're just ITV, and they have a couple of ITV channels and a nice online service, granted. But no one could say the ITV is similar size to the BBC. And yet ITV, being commercial and looking after themselves, funding themselves and having to pay to make their own programming from the money they generate themselves from advertising, £3 billion. What that tells me is if the BBC got its shit together and shrunk itself down to a manageable size, it could go commercial and be absolutely fine. Anyway, I digress. Let's read on. So this is the chart, and we can see here. So income, 4.9 billion. The commercial income from that was 1.2 billion. So the BBC's commercial revenue, 1.2 billion. And that's gained from advertising and selling their shows. We'll come to that in a minute though. The interesting part here, so it says licence fee, 3.2 billion. Now their expenditure, as you can see here, licence fee collection, 0.1 billion, distribution support, 1.1 billion, other services, blah, blah, blah. If you want to take a closer look at the chart, do feel free to pause it. But I'll also put the link to the original article below. So if you want to look at it in all its glory, just hit the link after watching this video and you'll see it all in its glory. We'll carry on reading. The principal source of income is the TV licence fee, which generated 3.2 billion in 2019 to 20 from 21.2 million households. 3.2 billion in TV licence fees. That's more than ITV generated totally from its commercial endeavours, but actually quite close. It's only 0.2 billion more. You shrink down, you could cover it with advertising. Not going to keep going into that. Let's read on. This excludes the 4.5 million households that received free licences, with the government providing 253 million to cover this, in addition to an £87 million grant for the World Service. So our government is coughing up 253 million to cover the free licences. BBC aren't just wiping their face of that, they're actually making the government pay for that. Lovely people, right? Other income generated by the public service broadcasting arm amounted to £0.2 billion, while BBC Studios and other commercial activities had external revenues of £1.2 billion. The BBC's domestic TV and radio channels cost £1.6 billion. Why are they writing it like that? And £494 million respectively, while £238 million was spent on BBC Online and £315 million on BBC World Service, of which £228 million was funded from the licence fee. £204 million was incurred on other services, including a contribution to S4C, while distribution support on other costs incurred amounted to £1,070 million. I still don't know why they're writing it like that, excluding £119 million of licence fee collection costs. Although this is chartered accountants, so if they write it like that, they probably know what they're doing. I don't understand. Anyway, commercial activities contributed 176 million to the bottom line, providing a small subsidy to licence fee payers, with attempts by the BBC to start a global subscription service for British TV content in partnership with ITV, the BritBox service, yet to bear much fruit. Yeah, I'm not sure they're getting many subscribers to this BritBox thing. The principal commercial revenue stream remains sales by BBC Studios to broadcasters around the world, together with advertising from 7 UK TV channels now wholly owned by BBC Studios and declining amounts from their DVD sets. So as I've said in many videos before, I'll try and throw a couple of links up the top for you. The BBC sell their shows all around the world and they make a lot of money from it. They also own UK TV networks which are commercial, and that to me is that's the biggest joke I've ever heard. They want us to fund the BBC, but then the BBC buy UK TV and show adverts between the programmes that me and you, well not me obviously, paid for through the licence fee. Isn't that just an absolute kick in the teeth to any licence fee payer? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. At the bottom line, the BBC incurred a loss of 119 million in 2019 to 20, following on from a loss of 69 million in the previous year and a profit of 180 million in 2017 to 18. An improved contribution from commercial activities was not enough to offset the cut in the government funding for free TV licences for the over 75s, which fell from 656 million in 17 to 18 to 253 million in 19 to 20. This funding has now ceased, and from the 1st of August 2020, the BBC reintroduced licence fees for around 3 million over 75s households, retaining free licences for 1.5 million or so over 75s households receiving a pension credit. You think with all the revenue the BBC are getting, even if they're not getting the government funding to cover the over 75s TV licence, you think the BBC would be able to wipe their mouth of that? You know, with the amount of income they get and the amount of licence fees the over 75s must have paid in their lifetime. You know, give them a little reward, let it stay free, BBC. What's wrong with you people? So what did you think of this article from my new friends over at the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales? Did you find it interesting? If you want to read the whole thing, because obviously I've only used excerpts, there's going to be a link below, so you can click that and you can go and read the whole thing now. But leave your comments below and we'll try and have a bit of a discussion about what we've just read here, and I'll see you in another video again soon. Thanks for watching.